You might be wondering why it looks like I now live in a college dorm room. And that would be because I kind of do. For those of you that are new here, hi, my name is Melissa. I read a lot of romance, but I read other things too. And I kind of have a weird life right now. So if you're not new here though, you would probably assume that I am still in Prague, and you would assume wrong. I'm not. I'm actually back in Oklahoma living with my parents, and I am holed up in their office. My daughters actually are living in the bedrooms, and I got the office, which is fine. But yeah, to give you like kind of a short synopsis of what happened, the school that my husband works for messed up our paperwork for visas, and me and my kids had to come home. Don't you just love that? Isn't that awesome for me? Yeah, it's great. Right now, my husband is still back in Prague, and yeah, it's not ideal, but that is the situation that I am in. So, hence, my dorm room. All of that to say, that is why I have not been around the last month. I've been a little busy. Also, my classes for my MLIS have been kicking my butt. So, between moving and doing classes, I have not had the bandwidth to do videos, but I really, really wanted to sit down and share with you guys my October reads. There are not many. No, because the class that I'm currently in, I read a bunch of books for middle grades and elementary. And so I just don't have time to like really dive into like longer novels that I want to read, right? However, I will talk to you what I am currently reading after I tell you what I read in October. So it's just a few books. First, I read The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. It was okay. It was okay. I mean, I kind of understand like the excitement around it. I just feel like it was maybe a little overhyped. It is a very gentle book. I will say that. I think that is a perfect word for it. It is a gentle book. And it's also one that there are elements of it that I will probably be able to remember and recall quite easily because they were unique. But it really wasn't that exciting to me, and there were some elements that I just didn't love, but I mean, it wasn't bad. It was a cute book. It was cozy. Also, and I said this in my other video when I talked about it, it is not set in the fall. So you would think, oh, it's going to be a cozy, witchy book. It is, sort of. She's not a witch, and it is not set in the fall. It's set in the summer. So just know that. That's my content warning. Other than that, there's no need for like actual content warnings. It's very gentle. Next was Once Upon a Demon's Heart by K.M. Mornova. She is very quickly becoming one of my favorite authors. Can I just say that? Like, yes, of course I can say that. She is. I really, really love her approach. And this was one of her first books I think she wrote. And so it wasn't as good as the other ones I've read from her, but it was still really interesting. The concept of it was great. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, I felt like the end was a little rushed maybe, or something happened. See, there has been so much that has gone on in my life between finishing that book and now that my brain did not hold on to a lot of that. Also, we were going through, the whole transition of, we're moving while I was reading that. So yeah, that a lot of it did not stick at all. Like at all. But I did enjoy it. And I do really, really like her writing. So if I were to suggest that book, I would say yes, but I would also say try reading some of her other books, maybe first. The next two books, or the last two books that I read, I wanted to share. They are middle grades books, typically not what I share on my channel, but because of my MLIS right now, I am reading them, and I wanted to share these books. I feel like they're very quick and good reads. They're just good, especially for middle graders. I will have more of these recommendations in probably my next sit down video, because I am currently reading even more. Okay, first, it is a chapter book actually. It's by Kelly Yang. It's called Front Desk. This was her first novel, and it is exceptionally good. The only thing that I didn't like about it was just one hardship after another. And I hate that. Okay? I hate that. But it was her reality as a child who was an immigrant coming from China, and she was it was part of the story was real life for her. It was true to her childhood. And they were basically thrust into this world, of doing jobs that were very much below their educational level. And the one that they ended up sticking with was being the front desk, or well, I say front desk. They took care of a motel in California, really close to Disneyland. And this hotel came with a really horrible owner, but also like other really great side characters and people from all walks of life. And that was really cool. It had a good ending, and there's a lot of positive aspects about it. And so I really enjoyed the Chinese culture references as well. So the next one is a graphic novel. It's called Ghosts. You may have heard of it. It's by, and I don't want to mess this up, Raina Telgemeier. I think that's how you pronounce it. And she's written a bunch of books. I think she wrote the graphic novels for Babysitter's Club as well. And it was basically a book about, or a graphic novel about the Day of the Dead within the Hispanic heritage. And it is wonderful. Beautiful illustrations. I absolutely loved all of the pictures throughout. And it was a good little book and very quick read, enjoyable. I recommend that too. I just feel like there was a lot of representation in it as well, as far as like ailments and things like that. Talking about death, which is hard to do in a positive way and in a healthy way. I think for children especially, it's hard, and it definitely did that. So, okay. That is all for what I've read. Now let me tell you what I am currently reading. And honestly, when life hands you lemons, you read Ninth House again. You do a reread is what you do, because my brain wasn't fully ready to just grasp on to new concepts or new worlds. And so I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to read Ninth House with my husband because he's never read it before and he really wanted to read it. So we're reading it together, and that's what we're doing this month. I think about halfway through, maybe not even halfway through. Let's be honest. I actually had to take a break because it was getting to maybe like a heavier scene. And I'm like, I need something else to break this up because my life is really stressful right now. And so I didn't want to, I just needed something a little bit lighter. So, which brings me to the hockey romance I'm reading. Let's see. Hold on. It's called Face Off by Chelsea Curto. Right in there. There we go. And it's so cute. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you could tell from the cover, they're both playing hockey. My friend Jessica told me I needed to read this series. And so this is the first in the series, the DC Stars series. And she is a female hockey player and gets a position on the DC Stars NHL team. And he's the captain. And things progress. The only thing that I'm a little like about is, yes, it's not totally realistic, but at the same time, she's like so snarky to him that it kind of bothers me. But if you like snark, you will love this book because she is so snarky and just mean to him, but it's funny. Like he like laughs it off and enjoys it. So it's a good dynamic and it's enjoyable and exactly what I need right now. Hockey romance. So yes, when life lands you lemons, you read Ninth House and hockey romance. Yep. That's all I got for you right now. I hope you're doing well. I hope your life is not as stressful as mine. Mine's getting not as stressful. I'm seeing light at the end of the tunnel with all of my coursework, and I am starting to be able to just like actually relax in the evenings and not, question my current reality. So it's good. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Okay, bye. You may be asking, why does it look like you live in a college dorm room? Well, that's kind of because I do. If my parents' house was the university and the office was the dorm room, that's dumb.